me. Repeat after me. Grow through what you go through. Jot that down in the chat and make sure and put it in your notes. Building resilience using AIR. The acronym I use for AIR is A, adapt, personal development. Make sure you do that work. I is inner work, self-improvement. Practice it every day. Improve on yourself. R is repeat, personal growth. It's a continuous cycle, so put continuous down in the notes and in your chat. Okay? Thank you. Now, just like a muscle weakens and it gets atrophy, our resilience weakens. So we must always, always work on improving it and gaining that personal growth. Put AIR into your life. We all use it. Today, I'm going to share with you 2 stories of how I used AIR and how I continue to use AIR. Again, it is a continuous process in my life and in yours. You can use it too. On January 10th, 2020, my then 22-year-old, oldest of 4 boys, called me and told me he was coming home. I check on my kids. I want to know when they're coming home. If they staying with me, I want to know when you're coming home so I can go to bed and be good. He told me he was on his way. He's about 10 minutes away at his friend's house painting. So I went to bed. Around midnight, my 3rd oldest newborn comes in the room and he knocks and he's on the door and he's like, "Mom, you need to get up. Kai's been in a really bad accident." Immediately I adapt, just like I've learned to do by using AIR. I sit up and I say that again to me. I need to hear it clear again. Kai's been in a really bad accident. You need to get up. So I get up and I'm racing around the house. And I almost forgot to put on a bra because I'm worried about my child. I want to know, what are the injuries? He said a really bad accident. Oh my God. So I'm on the phone and I'm trying to figure out where he went to. I got in touch with the hospital. The nurse tells me that they just had a John Doe come in. Immediately, I had to pull on my faith. I had to pull on my faith, everything I could, to stay in the present moment and adapt to the changes, not to the environment. She told me to call the state trooper because that would be the closest idea of where he was, because they were there at the accident. I called the state trooper. He told me to come on down to the state trooper's office, which is about 5 minutes away from my house. I went down there and he told me that Kai had passed away at the accident scene and he passed away at the hospital, and they are currently working on him, not to rush to get down there. When I got down there, it was around 1 something. I waited around until 5 to hear something. When I did hear something, my son had 2 skull fractures. He had a punctured lung. Something happened to his ankle, and he was currently in a coma, getting the blood drained from his brain from an aneurysm. I pulled on the support system that I knew I had from those on Facebook that cared about me and loved me. And I called my family members and they rushed to the hospital. When I was able to see Kai, the picture is what he looked like. For 7 days, I stood by that bed, not even wanting to leave. And I held his hand and I rubbed it and I willed life back into him. And I told him, "You stay here. I'm taking care of your bills. You rest. I have everything. Your car's okay. Your job's okay. I'm taking care of it. Please rest." He kept the faith. People were praying. Fortunately, he only spent less than a year. He spent less than 30 days in the hospital. To this day, he still has a traumatic brain injury. He had to learn to read and speak and think all over again, but he did it. And here we are in 2022. He has a place of his own now. He's gotten a new vehicle. He's got a promotion. He's manager at his job now. He was best man at his friend's wedding. He's thriving. He's prospering. Fast forward a couple months later after his journey to August 2020. I felt tired. I'm a fitness instructor. I'm a speech body coach and a spin instructor. And I felt tired, so tired when I'm used to being so high energy. So in August, I went and had my mammogram, my free mammogram, because you get one when you turn 40. So I was 42, got one. And it came back in September that it was nothing but a fibroglandular. That means fat surrounding the tumor. I knew that wasn't right. I knew it wasn't right. So I began to do the 75 hard challenge, mental toughness challenge, 2 workouts a day, gallon of water a day, follow a diet, read 10 pages of a self-development book a day, take progress pictures every day. This was in February. By March, the tumor started to reveal itself because the fat started falling off. It was the size of a pea. By April, it was the size of a nickel. By March, it was the size of a nickel. By April, it was the size of a quarter. I called the doctor. My boob was so heavy. I let them know I need an appointment. I couldn't be seen until the end of January. Until the end of June. I couldn't be seen. Could you imagine sitting there from April to June while a tumor is steadily growing because you're losing fat and it's presenting itself? By the time I got to the actual clinic to see the doctor, it was the size of a golf ball. When I put my arm down, I could feel it. The whole time I was scared, but I adapted to the changes. I had to take care of my son who has cerebral palsy. So I had to do the self-improvement. I had to do the personal development. I had to continuously personal growth. Just grow and experience it and adapt. I went through 12 weeks of chemo, as you can see in the picture. I lost my hair. My fingers were so numb, I couldn't feel them. I knew I had to do more self-improvement, more personal development. I had to grow. So I got me a life coach, Yashika Divine, honey. Best life coach ever for me. She gave me that self-healing journal that you see. The questions opened my mind and I began to go after my passions. I began to live for me, not just my family. I thrived. I became a member of the GSU family, Global Speakers University. I did my first speaking engagement at the Global Speakers Summit with Dr. Cheryl Wood. I danced with Monique's trainer, Dwight. I even am in co-author in 3 anthologies coming up. How about that? I have done the work. I hope you could see those pictures. I really do. I did the work. Thriving at personal development, and I know you can. Self-improvement. That personal growth is what we need, and it is continuous. So please do it. I have a tribe. I have women who support me. Now, 3 personal growth lessons I have learned using AIR. Number 1, have faith. Have faith. Know that things will work out and you can do anything if you have faith. It makes everything possible. Set goals. Put them into action. You're not going to get anything if you don't put it into action. Have positive relationships. George Fraser said, if you're not learning, you're dying. And we don't want to do that until it's our time. So make sure you do. Les Brown said, life is the question and how you live your life is the answer. You are enough. I challenge you to look in the mirror and ask yourself, is this the best you can do? And answer that question honestly. Thank you.